Aloha, Richard Halverson here. This is ITS148, and today is 27th of October. And let me share my screen. And so 27th of October is like around here somewhere, database applications. Okay, so I want you to know that this past couple days, I have finished the auto grader thing should work now, and assignment 4 is posted. So if we go to the assignments, the auto grader now for this assignment here does in fact work. I think it should. So let's see, like what happens when I press submit here. Better remind myself. All right, 8 out of 8. Okay, so so this thing actually logs into your account. There's this plug-in thing, and I log into your account, and then I send it commands, and I look and see what the response is, and I use a test if a substring is within a string. I use string functions to determine if what was sent back is correct or not. And not would mean if there's an error, I look for particular strings like error strings and so on, like error messages and so on. Or I look for some particular output that I'm, that would be there if the assignment was done correctly. So so anyway, that works. And then assignment 4 is I just posted that, so that's what I'm going to go over today. In fact, I think I'll skip the chapter and just go straight to the assignment. Okay, so in this assignment, we're learning about application programmer interfaces, and we're sort of being introduced to databases a little bit. You're not going to have to, write any new database code. I don't think. You may next time. Very simple, modifying some expressions in a where clause of an SQL statement or something. So, but anyway, what this assignment does is first of all, you're going to log in your cPanel, and first of all, you're going to create a database. So first of all, you create a database, and then you're going to paste this SQL code into an SQL window, and this generates a table called restaurants. And then you're going to go in, and this code here, this is PHP code that actually works completely, and it's PHP code that will search that table according to whatever the parameters are that you select. You can specify a campus, or and it'll respond with the results of that search. Okay, so this is working in a language called PHP. Do you know PHP? Probably not, but you're a programmer, and all programming languages are very similar, and you should be able to figure out what this is and sort of how this works. And then I give you a Python version of the same thing, except for it does not have all of the code in there. So you, based on what you see in this PHP code, you should be able to figure out what the Python code should be filled in here. So then this Python program will work the same as as the PHP program. So in this one, do we start by creating a do I not put this in a direct. Okay, so let me go to my Richard H. Where are they? Oh, they're in here. Yeah. No, this is this is my. I'm sorry. I'm confused. This person. Okay. Did I? Oh, that's right. I got this one running on some other on another account. Okay. Meantime, let me go back to. This is the Linux files. So this was the one I was just. These are your. Okay. Yes. Okay. So oh yeah. So these would not. They're in another account. I think. This one. These two, searchplaces.php and searchplaces.py. So this is a JSON output looking thing. Let's see. Anyway, so that's why I couldn't find it. So, but anyway, let's go back to this assignment. So I didn't do it yet in this class. So let's go to it. And first of all, let me just take a peek. I want to breeze over. I'll probably cover it more later, but if we look, we're actually in this special chapter that I stuck into this textbook, which is database applications, right? Yeah. What do I talk about? APIs. Oh, here it is. Here I talk about APIs. Okay, so let's take a look. You've heard of application program interfaces. You've heard of APIs, but there's actually two kinds of APIs. Okay, and in this assignment, you're going to learn about both kinds. There's APIs where you're writing a program in a programming language, and you want to connect to the database, and so there's some special functions in the programming language that allow you to connect to the database. That's one definition of an application program interface. Another definition of an application program interface is are these little programs that sit on servers that will access a database and respond. It's a very simple program that takes requests off the internet, does a database search, and then responds in some way, sends back some data. And those are application programmer interfaces also, whereas the program is someplace else on the internet, quite likely a JavaScript program sitting in a browser, so that's the program, and then the application program interface is that little program that sits on the server that takes these requests and gives back data. So they're two quite a bit different in functionality and purpose. So we're going to learn about both kinds of APIs in some place. Okay, here we go. Terminology. The use of the term application programming interface API varies. The term always refers to the syntax and expected that doesn't really make too much sense to me. Anyway, this particular section here talks about the facilities in languages to allow the programmer to access the database. And for example, here is a okay, so this is an SQL procedure. Are we going to do that? I don't think we're going to get into. This is, no, we probably wouldn't get into that in this. This is ITS 148. In 228 we would. Next semester we're going to be offering ITS 387P, which P for programming. 387 is going to be web. So in fact, it's going to be just like this. It's going to be like a whole semester worth of this kind of stuff that we're doing in this assignment. So anyway, so this is what a Java program looks like. This is what so there's classes and so on in Java, and you import stuff in Java. These are, this is, here we are connecting to the MySQL database, looks like that. And we're somewhere along the line where where's the query? Anyway, these kinds of function things are the application programmer interface. Java, the Java programmer interfacing to SQL database. Okay, so that's and this gives you a little bit of visual understanding of what the application what an application programmer interface is for the Java programmer, or for any programmer, for example, for that matter. Here's database programming in Python. Okay, so this is so in Python we do it this way. We import these connectors and so on. And this is have we covered this one? Okay, so yes, we have covered exceptions. So there's a try catch thing in here. You can do that if you want to. It's not. You can get by without it. Here we are. Here's the SQL statement, and here set to that, and here we execute it, get back the data, and so on. So that's what's in this chapter, and we're just gonna jump right and start doing it. Okay, what's next? Database programming for the web. Now this is here it talks about PHP. This textbook doesn't consider Python a web programming language, but it is. I mean, anything is anything, pretty much. And so in this assignment, you're going to be learning, doing a little bit of PHP, getting a PHP program to work, and that's really the programming language for the web. That's the most popular programming language for the web. And then we're also going to get the same thing done in Python, but we're going to but the Python program is going to be executed on the web. So it's going to be a web program, just like PHP is a web program. So that's what we're going to do. This talks about how it's done in PHP, and I give all the code to you. You're going to look at working code, and you're going to try to understand it well enough to be able to then go over and get the Python program to work. And you know, programmers do a lot of this. I've done a lot of jobs where, you know, there's some legacy system and it has to be rewritten. It's written in some old web language and it has to be rewritten. And so I take this old code, and it could be I may have never even written a program in that language, but that's okay. You step through it, you figure it out. You know, as a programmer, you can do that, and then you're able to, you understand the logic, and then you're able to implement that in the new language. So what's next? I just want to. Oh, this is chapter 4, chapter 14. Okay, so let's start doing this assignment. Assignment 4. Application programmer interfaces. In this assignment, we will create a REST. I don't remember what REST stands for. REST. What does REST stand for in Python? in programming. Oh yeah, representational state transfer. Well, I guess I never even knew that. Okay, well, we're going to create a RESTful representational state transfer API, application program interface, in both PHP and Python for accessing a database. The API will be named this searchplaces.py or search. Oh shoot, this should be restaurants. Well, I gotta go correct all this stuff, but I'm calling it search restaurants. It doesn't matter. Just be consistent. You'll see where it has to be called whatever you decide to call it. But anyway, this API is going to search the database for places to eat based on what the inputs are and so on. So first of all, we're going to create a database in our cPanel, and we're going to create a fictitious campus cuisine. I don't show a picture of it, do I? No, I don't. That was a different assignment. Well, let's. Okay, so what this database table is, this is the idea. Okay, is every campus has a list of favorite restaurants, of most popular restaurants by cuisine, Italian, Mexican, whatever. And so, that's, and the reason that this database is the way it is having to do with more databases. This happens to be as sort of an awkward table. It's not in what's called BCNF format, and for a database assignment, you would take this table and you convert it into you normalize it, and then do all this. But so I took that. So I took that assignment that is for my database class, and I just took out the normalizing part. We don't need to have the normalizing part, but what we're going to learn is the API part, and the simple searches and so on. They're so simple that when you see it, you'll go, oh, that's pretty cool, and then you'll just know how to do it. And besides that, it works in the PHP. It's all done working in the PHP program, but you just have to make it work in the Python program. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to open up my richer whatever. So just get empty. I just need an empty browser. And it's going to go to R. This is R140. That one. And I'm going to go to my cPanel. And I'm going to log in. And I'm doing databases, right? Okay, so I'm going to go to I'm going to go down here to MySQL databases. Click on MySQL databases. And looky here. We've got no databases, but that's okay. I'm going to put this on one side of the screen. And I'm going to put the assignment on the other side of the screen. Okay, so first we must create a database to search. So click on this, go to cPanel, click on MySQL databases icon, and create a database called Campus. Okay, so I got to go to where was it here? Okay, here I am in my MySQL database, and I'm going to create a database called Campus. Now, it's going to have this prefix there, but just leave that prefix there. That's fine. We're going to name this Campus. And you should make sure that it's capital, all caps, and some stuff in MySQL is not case sensitive, but most things are case sensitive. So just pay attention to case. So this is the database called create. It's called Campus, right? That's what we're supposed to do, right? Campus. Okay, so click on Create Campus, and there we go. Added a database, Campus. go back. And now when we scroll down, we see we have this database called campus down here. All right, so I think we're done with this. We created the database. Now return to cPanel and click PHP My Admin. Okay, so I'm going to go click on, I'll return to cPanel by clicking up here. Okay, here we go, back in cPanel. And I got to go down to PHP My Admin. Here's PHP My Admin. Click on that. You know, I don't recall ever really testing this. I hope this works. Okay, so I look on the left here, and I see that I've got my database called Campus. Okay, so I'm going to click there, and there's no tables in Campus, so I haven't put any in there yet. And so now I'm going to click on the Can I get rid of this tabby thing? Okay. There aren't any. Okay. Click on the campus database on the left. Open the campus database. It's okay. Okay. Now I'm going to click on the SQL tab at the top to open an SQL window. All right. So here I am. Make sure you're in Campus. I'm in Campus. I've clicked on Campus. I'm in See Campus up here. Okay. Now I'm going to click on SQL. Click on SQL, and lo and behold, here's an SQL window. If I think I'm going to leave this left sidebar there. And then I can go over here and paste in the following SQL code. All right, so I'm just going to copy all this like this. Copy, and I'm going to go over here, click, and I'm going to go paste, Control V, and there it is. And this is inserting, can I make this bigger? So this is, I'm inserting all this stuff in. I'm creating a table, and then I'm inserting these records into the table. Okay, cool. Press go, click go, go. And lo and behold, now I've got a new table right over here on the left called restaurants. Click on that table, and here it is. This is what the table looks like. So for KCC Italian, this thing says Angelo. By the way, this is all completely made up data. Okay, I think these are mostly real restaurants. I think these are real restaurants. They are, but that's it. And the cuisine is the cuisine of the restaurant. Okay, so in this, just I'm gonna just digress here into doing a little bit of database things here, just in case you're interested. Okay, so you notice with this database table, there's not a key specified. I don't think I'm gonna get into any database stuff. We'll maybe get into some database stuff later. And those of you that know about databases who have taken 129, I haven't bothered to set a primary key at all. But if I were to set a primary key, the primary key would be both campus and cuisine. Okay, because because campus is certainly not unique. Cuisine is certainly not unique. Place is not unique because some places like KCC Nepalese and UHM Nepalese are the same place, Himalayan Kitchen. So no single column can be the primary key. Well, let's look at pairs of columns. Well, if you've taken the database class, it's the primary key would be a composite key, campus plus cuisine. So there's a single that is unique. So KCC is only going to have one Italian restaurant. It's only going to have one Mexican restaurant. UHM is only going to have one Italian restaurant, and that's more or less the definition of the database database definition of the table. There is one favorite Italian restaurant for the voted #1 Italian restaurant at KCC, and it's this. The #1 Mexican restaurant for people who at KCC AB is Azteca. I really like Azteca. There's other Mexican restaurants around that are very good. So the primary key for this table would be campus plus cuisine. So if we want to, we can go in and set that. So I'm going to set it. Why not? Click. It doesn't matter. You don't have to do. I don't think you have to do this. No, I don't know why you didn't. No, you don't have to do this. But you might as well do it anyway. If in a later assignment it turns out you have to do this, then I'll tell you to do it then. So I'm going to make this a primary key. Both those two together will be a primary key. It'll be a composite primary key. Now, why did I do all that? Well, I want to tell you what's interesting about this database, this table that you probably did not get in ITS149, and that is that it turns out that the cuisine. Okay, so the primary key is campus plus cuisine. If you know the campus plus the cuisine, that's the key, and that'll return or identify a unique place. Now, it turns out that the cuisine for this particular table, the cuisine is determined by the place. So even though campus plus cuisine determines place determines cuisine. So we have a situation where we have a non-key field, namely place, and that determines part of the primary key. Well, that is not BCNF. Okay, so this database is in third normal form, but it's not in BCNF. And so part of the database assignment for this is to convert this into, break it down into, normalize it into tables that are BCNF, but you don't have to do that. I just threw that in there. But so we're going to use the combined up form of this table to do our API to get our APIs working. Okay, what time is it? So I started this much late, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go back to okay. So I've created my database here. Done all that, and now I can start doing this down here. Your campus database should now include restaurants table on the left. So when you look on the left here, you see it contains restaurants. All right, so let's see what's next. Write an API name. Okay, I'm gonna. Okay, all right. I should have wrote this a little bit different because I was just making some adjustments earlier. But the assignment. Okay, so we're going to create this API. We're going to create this API called search restaurants.api or .py, and it's going to return a JSON object. The API accepts an optional query string of name, value pairs, blah blah blah. You'll see how all this works. Okay, and this is how you invoke, your query or your API. This is how you test your API. You'll see all this. Okay, write an API called this that function. Yeah, I'm gonna have to touch up the English here, but I think you know what I mean. Okay, so the first thing is we're gonna get this program to work. Okay, and does it say where I'm supposed to put it? I guess I'm just gonna put it at the root. I should have it. Yeah, I'm going to have you put it in a I'm going to have you put it in a directory, okay? And I'm going to name the directory. Hold on here. I'm just going to make a little adjustment here. All right, so let me refresh this. I made some modifications to the assignment. I have added too bad I can't get these fonts consistent. Anyway, so I would like you to put the put your APIs in a directory called places. So we'll create a directory called places, and then these APIs will will execute from there. So I also made the modification, the necessary modification down here. Here, when you test your APIs, you're actually going to refer to them. All right, so let's keep going on this assignment. Where was I was about to create a. Okay, so let's go to cPanel and let's go to File Manager and go to Public HTML and go into this. Oh, we have to create a directory called Places. So let's File and make sure it's okay, make sure it's the case is correct. Okay, I'm going to do lowercase. Okay, places, Places, and you have to be consistent because the auto grader is going to be. It's not like Windows. Linux is case sensitive file names, paths, and so on. So you have to make sure you get the case correct. So I'm going to name this this directory called Places, and so. Oops, I don't want. I want to create a directory. Excuse me, folder. Create a folder called Places. Okay, so here's my folder called Places. Now let's go in here, and directory is empty. And the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to copy over this program. And I'm going to get this program to run on. I'm going to get this program to run from the Places directory, and I gotta make sure everything's connected apart. So let me just copy this. Copy. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go back to my empty directory, and I'm going to create a new file. And I'm going to name the file search_restaurants.php. So there it is. And over on the left here, we can click down and we can see that there's our Places directory, and that's where we are. So we have this empty file. Let's open it up. Edit. And I have copied this, copy, and here I'm going to paste. All right, here we are. Now I have to, let's see, where am I? I'm going to take my, I'm gonna have to change my password. Let me change my password real quick here. Okay, I changed my password. I changed it to October, and I'm going to change it again, of course, space 27. That's today's date. October 27. There we go. No, don't update. Oh, don't update. Okay, so now I'm going to Where am I? Oh, didn't I just paste this in someplace? Ah, yes, here we are. Okay, so so now I gotta fill in this stuff here, and you're gonna have to do this too. And you'll see why I changed my password, because I want to be able to fill this in so you can see it. And I changed it to October 27. And the user is my username, which up here is, no, it's not that one. It's not that one. It is, oh, here, R4. This is what I use for this class. It's this. This is the user. That's what you put in there. Your username. And then that gets stuck onto there, which will access our, in this case, r4chrh.its148.com, and then this gets me to my campus database, and this that's the name of the table. And okay, let's see if this works. Save changes. It has, oh no, cancel the stand page. Why do I want to cancel the stand page? Because I want to be able to save the changes I made. I'm going to set to save all this. I'm going to copy this, copy. And now I'm going to have to log back in again somehow. Probably right here. I'm going to do refresh, and okay. Let me just close this. Let me go to File Manager, refresh. Yeah, okay. Get out of here. Probably got to get out of here too. All right, so here we are. This one works. That's where I logged. Ooh, just logging in. OCTOBER space 27. Log in. I hope it didn't save it. So go back to File Manager and go double click into public HTML and go into Places. And there we are. And open up Places. Oh, look, it's empty. Boy, I'm glad I saved it. I hope it's still in my clipboard. Paste. All right. Because I filled it in here. Okay, good. All right. Save changes. All right, now we can save changes. Now let's go to R4. Now let's go to my website, and there should be a Places directory. Click, and here's my search places. Search restaurants.php. I'm going to click on that, and oh, look at that! It's nice JSON. So there's all the restaurants. They're all in there, coming out in nice JSON format. This is the raw data, looks like that. So there we go. So we got that part working. It looks like this works here. So I'm going to close that out because I don't want to. And I can hit back because next I'm going to want to try search_p.py, search restaurants.py. So let's take a look at. So we got this code to work. Oh, let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, so I'm going to say question mark. What is it? Here. Okay, let's I don't know, let's try this one. I'm gonna do this one. Copy. search restaurants, campus equals UHM, cuisine equals Italian, and what do I get? Ooh, it's not PY, it's P. We don't have PY running it, do we? It's PHP. There we go. And so the UHM Italian place is Pesano Ristorante Italiano. What would the KCC one be? Hawaii Community College. Angelo Pietro, never heard of the place. What about, is it Nepalese? What happens if I just do cuisine equals Nepalese? Both UHM and KCC. All right. Anyway, so that's how this API is supposed to work. So let's go back and take a look at it. So that's how it's supposed to work. Okay. So anyway, let's go back here. And so we've done this one. This captures coming in from the name value pairs. We can specify campus, cuisine, or we can even specify the place. This has to do, this is just a function that puts backslashes in front of things that backslashes would need to be put in front of for SQL. SQL doesn't like to have apostrophes or single quotes any place. And so those, for example, have to be, you have to put a backslash in front of those and other things. And so that just takes care of that. And the reason it's so important for us is because a lot of Hawaiian names have apostrophes in them for the Okina. And so if you have a single apostrophe in a name and you're trying to, search for that name or save that name, that single apostrophe is going to mess things all up. So you got to do this anyway, and you don't have to do it in Python. But anyways, so we got all this work, and here's where we actually added this onto the end of this SQL statement to make the SQL statement longer. It might not be a bad idea to even print out that SQL statement, but we'll get to that later. Okay, let's try to get the next assignment working, the next API. So we want to get this one, and this is going to be called search restaurants. Gotta change this to restaurants, man. Restaurants in Python. So let's start with this. Copy. And I'm going to go over here and I'm going to create a new file. And I'm going to call it search underscore restaurants .py. Create new file. And let's go in here. And I'm going to paste this, which I just copied over from the assignment. Copy it over from here. And so here it is. It's got that there. This here. Oh, we got to put me in here. And my password was October 27th. Which I will change. And this, oh, okay. Well, I got to put Richard H here too. Gee, I didn't make it easier for myself. Should have made it easier for myself. I should have done something like this. So that'll give me the database. And then for the field storage, the CGI field storage variables coming in, you know, if the name value pairs come in, and this is how you access them. And this returns a dictionary, and that gets stored into this variable. The reason I named it this variable, very simply, is because it looks a lot like this variable. That's all. Okay. In PHP, the name value pairs come in a associative array, or an array like this. It's kind of like a dictionary, and that's the reserved name for it. $_ request. By the way, if you haven't figured this out yet, all the variables in PHP have a $_ in front of them. Okay, so you can tell a variable in PHP. There's another language called Perl, which is the same. Every variable's got a $_ in front of it. Okay, so we're doing this one down here. So I just happen to name it _request. You can name a variable in Python starting with an underscore. So I did that, and so now down here they're all going to be. It's going to be. So it'll be called. It'll be similar. See, like this, similar to what it looked like in PHP, which was like this. You see. All right. So anyway, so let's go back to this one, which is what we're editing. We're editing. So here we go. Read it in, and we import the CGI so we can grab those name value pairs coming in. And I'm going to name it _request. Kind of people that don't know what people are probably wondering why I named it that, but it's because in PHP that's what it's called. Anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see if campus was specified, and so I first have to. This is Python now. So is campus? Okay. So request _request is a dictionary. Okay. Oh, it's Python. Hashtag dictionary. So So this checks to see if there's a key campus in there, and if there is, okay, it starts out by setting campus equal to nothing, or blank, an empty string, and then it checks to see if campus is specified in this field storage thing that came back from name value pairs up at the top here. Where we're here, name. Was there anything up here? And if there was, then set campus equal to it. And this is how you get at it. Okay, if this is in this, then this is how you get at, and of course, because that's how it is, and that's how a dictionary, that's how you get at a dictionary value in Python. Okay, so we did this for campus, and now we got to do the same thing for cuisine and for place. Duh. So let's just do a copy, and I'm going to do I'll do it like we do in the book. Paste this there, and paste this there, and really this should be cuisine, and this should be place. So now we've got place, cuisine, and campus if they've come in. We go down here, select place, campus, place, and cuisine from restaurants. Where now this one is like it's like true. This one where one is like true because we're doing where. Here, let me show you on the other one here, what that's all about. So here's the PHP. So this is select campus, place, cuisine from restaurants where true and campus equals something and cuisine equals something and place equals something. So I want to build the where clause of this select statement. And as I add these, as I test to see if I need to add on a term here, I want to add it on using the word and. So I have to start with something that's true. And then if this is true, we're good. If this is true, we're good. If this is true, we're good. So that's what this is. So we can actually print out, display out what the select statement is before we execute it, and maybe I'll do that with this one. But anyway, we are really copying something that's very similar to this, isn't it? Looks just like this right here. So I'm gonna just copy this, and I'm gonna start with this. See where this gets me. And I'm gonna put it right here. So I'm just gonna paste it here, see what that gets me. And I'm gonna change this PHP to Python. So if okay, space campus is greater than that, then colon, enter, look at that indents, SQL plus equals, I see in Python, in PHP, concatenation is a period. So in PHP, they don't use plus for addition and plus for concatenation. It uses period. You know, it uses a period for concatenation, and that has ramifications. The typing in PHP is not as strict as it is in Python. That's beyond what we need to know for what we're doing. So this is going to hook that on, and oh, I can't do it this way, can I? Oh, there's another way we do it in Python, isn't it? We do this. We do it this week. That's right. There's another way to do it in Python. See, I don't talk about that, do I? No, I don't. So, wait a minute. Okay. All right. So, I'm looking for this, for a way that they do, but I can't find it. So I'm going to do it the more manual way, more like how you do it in PHP. So where am I? I'm right here. If campus is greater than nothing, then you want to add this on. And what I need to do is I need to have a quote there, and then I need to close this, and then I need to have a plus sign, and then I have to have the campus there, and then I have to have a plus sign, and I got to start up with quote again. Okay, because it's got to be and campus equals quote. It's got to look like, I'll do an example. I'll do an example of what this should look like. Okay, I'm going to comment it. And really what we want our SQL to look like is something like SQL equals select campus, place, cuisine from restaurants where one and, let's say, campus equals KCC, and cuisine equals, I don't know, Italian. Okay. the SQL statement, let's say, should look something like this. And see, so this is treated like a true, where true and this, and that's so the logic, the expression works out. If you didn't do it this way, then the way you would have to do it is the first and should not be there. See, so as we go through this thing, you have to keep track if it's the first one, and so on. So that's difficult. There's another way to do it where you can you create this, you create the where string separately, and then there's going to be this and stuck in the front of it if it's greater than if the length is greater than 0, then there's going to be this and stuck on the front of it, and so you can strip off the and if you want to, and then you wouldn't need this. You wouldn't need this, and because this wouldn't be there. See, if we can just remove this, that's really how one would normally see a select statement like this. You wouldn't have that there. But since we want to do this by, attaching, we attach this or not. We attach this or not. And for this place, we're gonna attach the place or not. So that's what the one is in for. Anyway, it just makes it easier. But anyway, this is what the select statement should look like when it's all done and completed. And that's what this does. This sort of builds that up. It first checks to see if there's a campus specified. If there is, it attaches that on. Then is there a cuisine? If there is, it attaches. So I'm going to finish this. And it turns out that in Python, you can actually just do this. You don't need to indent. You don't need to go to the next line. This will work. This is a plus sign. Python, it's a plus sign. And this can be, oh, we got to do this thing again. So it's this. No, it's what's inside here. Copy, paste, and paste. But this is cuisine, and this is place. Okay, so I'm taking advantage of the fact that you don't need to actually indent there, so that's a trick. You don't really need it. If it's just an if statement like this, or in any case, if it's just one statement, if it's not a number of statements, just one statement, then you don't need to do this thing. You don't need to go, return and on to the next line. You can just do it that way. So I'm just going to do it that way because I like simplicity, minimalist. All right. So is that all we got to do? Let's see. That might be all we got to do. All right, well, anyway, I'm going to try it, see where we are. Okay, so that gets this. This starts out with the SQL statement. This adds on to the SQL statement depending on if any of the three, attributes are specified. This executes the SQL statement. This fetch all. This gets back the whatever the result is, and a record set. It's a record set of results. It could be a bunch of records, and that's stored in there. It's a list. It's a list, isn't it? Yeah, that would be a list of. Would be like a list of. Be like a list of dictionaries or something. Anyway, so when it comes back, there's a bunch of records in here. So this is going to go through one record at a time. And then what we're going to do is, so this is going to be a table of dictionaries, it looks like, because we're gonna loop through all the records, and we're gonna create a new record dictionary here, and we're gonna see the campus is going to be whatever the first element of the, say it's going to come back. Campus is going to be the first element. Place is going to be the second element. Cuisine is going to be the third element. So so it's going to be stored in here. Place, out of here. It's going to be stored in here. And so the 0th element is going to be campus. The first element is going to be place, and the third element, the second index number 2, is going to be cuisine. And so this creates this little dictionary with 3 entries in it, and then that dictionary gets appended onto the table. So this is a table of dictionaries. Yes. This was in there from before, because I was actually displaying out what the SQL is and displaying out an error message, but I'm not doing that for this assignment, so I don't even think we need to have, do we? I don't think we need this at all. Let's get rid of it. All right, so I don't know. I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to save this, and it's probably not going to work, but let's try it. Go back out here, and here we are. And I'm going to click on search restaurants.py. All right, all kinds of reasons for that. Let's go back. First of all, I think I have to make let me reload this. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my terminal. And I'm going to open it up in a new window. And I'm going to where are we? ls-l. We are in, okay, so I'm going to go into public HTML, cd public underscore HTML, and then do an ls-l, and I get it. I'm going to go into places, cd places, ls-l, and we have, there's my 2 files. So I'm gonna do Python 3 search restaurants .py and see what happens. Oh, look, it works. It works at the terminal, but it does not work when I try to execute it from the web server. So I think that's this permissions thing. So it's this one. And right now the permissions are 0644, and I should change that to 0755 by clicking execute, execute, execute. And now it's 755. Change permissions. And now when I reload, you see that it's changed. The PHP one doesn't need to be changed. Okay, it's different something. So let's refresh this and see what happens now. Here we are. And look what's returned. It's all of the, it's everything in the database. And then if we do something like question mark, campus equals KCC, what do I get? I just get all the KCC ones. If I say campus equals and cuisine equals Italian, I get this one. All right, Angelo. Pietro. All right, well, it looks like we got that one to work. So our search places work. So both of them, oh, it looks like both of them work. So where are we done? No, not quite. Actually, I think we are done. But I want to show you testing, this testing thing. Okay, so I think I got everything done. Pretty fast. Okay, so let's try this testing thing. It's testing your API. You can test your APIs by running the following Python program locally on your laptop or at Replit. Okay, so let's try to do it locally. So I'm going to open up an editor. Here's my ITS148 folder. I'm going to put it up here, and I'm going to go in there and create a program. Oh, that's what this is here. I'm going to create it all over again. So let me open up I'll just open this up. No, I'll start from scratch. I'd rather start from scratch. So here's my editor, and the program that I give you is this. So take this program, copy, and paste it into a new thing here, paste. And so here it is. And let's save this as save as, this is going to be, let's go to my desktop and go into my 148. And I'm going to call this test API.py, test API.py. And so here we are, and you got to get that, and this, and then this is set to the URL of your API. Okay, so it's Richard. Why is it looking like that? I'm going to put R4C. You put yours in there. This. It should be named places. And then this is the URL. And so, and this is going to be running locally, right? So let me just open this up here. CMD, and go to my OneDrive, go to my desktop, and go to my ITS148, and do a LS, or do a dir, and I am doing, have I saved this yet? Here it is, this one, test.py, that's this. Okay, so so what this does is this goes to the URL, or it uses this URL lib.request module, this URL lib module, and this will request something out on the internet and accept what it is coming back, or take it what it is coming back. That would be here. So page source, that's the source of the page. So it's actually just, so it's actually a JSON object. I should name this JSON object. And so I take this and I run it in through this JSON.loads method that comes in. If you import the JSON module, you get this loads method. And what this does is it takes it and looks at it and converts it into the to the appropriate Python data structure. Okay, so if you look at this, well, let's just go back to this. This is a, well, let's look at the raw data. This is it's dictionary. let's see. This is like, okay, so it's a list. Okay, there's 14 of them in the list, and it's a list of dictionaries. Yeah, it's a list of dictionaries, and each dictionary has got 3 elements, and they're indexed. The first one is indexed campus, and the second one is place, and the third one is cuisine, and these are the values. Okay, so this is a list of dictionaries, right? Let's see that. So what this program does is this is now the list of dictionaries. And so we're going to loop through the size of that list, 16, whatever it was, 16, no, 15. And where was it? Oops, I don't mean to delete these things. Let's see. It loops through. Let's see. I don't remember where it was here. Oh, I was. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, it loops through the I think this is where it was. It loops through the number of dictionaries in the list, or the number of elements in the list, and each element is dictionary. And so, and then it prints it out. It prints out for each one. It's going to print out. See, so this is this index is the element. So this index is data I. Data I is going to be that's this. This is I. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's I. And so data 0 campus is KCC. Data 0 of place is Big City Diner. So that's what is right here. So I is going to go from 1 to 15, and the first one's going to print out. It's going to say, for this cuisine at this campus, go to this place. See, so that's what that's this little program, and this little program runs on my computer here. It's on my computer right here. So I'm going to save it. It's saved, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to run it. So I'm going to go to a Python test API.py, and look at that. Comes back. For burgers at KCC, go to Big City Diner Wild. For chicken at KCC, go to Popeye's Kapaloo. I was just there earlier today. I was right there. For Italian at KCC, go to Angelo Pietro. Okay, so anyway, that's what that it loops through all of the all of them, all 15 of them, and it prints out for the cuisine at the campus. Go to, and this is the place. See, that's what this is. So anyway, that's what so that's what this little program does. And so where are we? Are we done? I think we're done. Okay, so I tested the APIs. Seems to work. I of course do not have the auto grader yet for this, but I will soon. This is an adaptation of from another assignment that I had that did have an auto. The auto grader's there, so I just need to modify it a little bit with the points and so on for this class. All right. Well, this kind of took a while. I think this video might be longer than an hour, but I think I got through this latest assignment, and so I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.